I just got dirt cheese.
Intro street lights flicker, but her focus never blinks. Engine ticks. Time and links, iron instinct thinks and clicks. Sharp jaw, slick gloves, quick sums, grit drums. No lull in the mix. She starts like a striker on Flint. Whole strip lit in an instant. Traffic stiff with wrist. Pace splits. Every doubt in the room gets evicted by the grit in her fist. They knew her by the ledger in her pocket in the calm of the storm. Foster room winners made a promise out of torn forms. She cut coupons of gossip with the same cold blades. Set shoelace straps for bad habits till the old ones frayed. 3 jobs stitched into one shift. Bus break, squeal, cashier light blinking like a signal on a deal. She studied while the shelves creak, glossary of grind. Inventory in her mind like a map with every line. When the manager said later, she said later cost a fee. When the landlord raised the water, she bought keys to the street. Saved coins in a jar marked engines. Not escape, save noise in a choir marked vengeance. Then a race she learned torque in a night class. Finance on her lunch, poured chalk lines under flight pass. Planned punch after punch, found a lot with a shutter. Turned it into metal rain, found a shop with a gutter. Turned it into pedal game, no favors in the file. Just invoices and proof, no saviors in the aisle. Just choices with a tooth. She hired women from the shelters in the night shift roles. Wired systems through the welder so the light stayed bold.
Cold City tried to fold her.
She unfolded maps,
Told pity to get older.
while she sold the scraps.
Hold steady, shoulder square, low ready straps. Bold credit, no despair, go heavy snap. Name her now, she never bow, say pressure. She levels clouds, say measure. She sets the sound, crowd call queen. She wears the crown. Name her now, she never slows, say weather. She steers the road, say error. She owns and grows, crowd call
Permits on the clipboard, payroll in the vault. Thermostat of temper set to cool before the fault. She audits like a surgeon, sewing arteries to time. She markets like a mural, throwing color on a grind. Cameras on the corners where the rivals like to fish, but the channel is encrypted, all the wiretaps miss. She turned heat into warranty, return fees to stock. Burn streets into harmony with turnkeys and clocks. If the bank plays cute with a clause in the ink, she thanks him for the view from the jaws of the brink. Then she calls another lender with a better, cleaner rate. Then she hauls another tender to the bidder at the gate. Her code is never fear, her mode is always clear. She chose a set of gears that no vulture engineer could twist into a trap. The blueprint is a blade, the discipline a map, and the footprint is a trade. Workers leave at midnight with a paycheck and a grin. Rivals read the headlines and they second guess they spin. She sponsors little leagues in the backlot drums. Responders get their fees in the blacktop homes. Now rumors pivot to respect and the critics to the curb. Now the future writes a check with her signature and verb. Hands to the steel, eyes to the line. Plans to the wheel, rise by design. Break us down, latches free. Signal green, expand range, mount speed. Mount truth, mount truth. Change.
Name her now, she never bows, say pressure. She levels clouds, say measure. She sets the sound, crowd call queen. She wears the crown. Name her now, she never slows, say weather. She steers the road, say error. She owns and grows, crowd call queen. She runs the show.
Steps out of a shadow with a street hums hard. Fleet drum spar, cheap rum scars. The breath, heat comes, car alarm spark. Feet run far from debt, but the debt chose him. He kept calm in the wreck while the next froze limbs. No mercy in the myth, only math with a margin, only cash with a carbon, only path through the garden. He accelerates the plot like a match on a dry map. Fire in a line graph, side of the night craft. Quiet when the riot saw the king. By the wire in his iris when the sirens taught a sting. Tenement curriculum, elevators breathing rust. Hallway full of eulogies, neighbors sweeping dust. He learned how to budget every rumor like a debt. How to cut it into humor when it chewed upon his neck. Court days circle like a clock with a cough. Short gates, formal talk, but he walked it all off. Pavement kept a ledger and his footprint signed it. Basement kept the pressure in his chest aligned it. He traded in excuses for a schedule on his wall. He rated every nuisance with a bevel on his jaw. Blue notes in the winter, red notes in the mail. 2 coats on the dinner, dead boats, then he sailed. He never begged pace from a race, he said. He never lent space to a fate he met. Paper turned to acres in his head before the handoff. Favor burned the capers for the bread before the standoff. Camera saw a shadow, but the outline wore a crown. Standards for the battle made the downtime wear a frown. Cold city, quiet, all the hooks sound stern. Oh pity, tired, all the books might burn. Hold grit, higher, let the looks all turn. Go get so brighter when the crooks unlearn. Crown up, tell the drums keep time. Crown tough, let the lungs breathe fire. Crown hush, never trust cheap shine. Boom rise, lift the street, rewind. Crown weight, make the steel feel light. Crown stake, build a deal real tight. Crown gate, when it seals, heat climb. City crowns king, every heel realign. He broke her peace like a locksmith picks a fight. Open grief and the options, fix the night. He kept a list under floorboards, goals with a gloss. Risking the rewards, tolls in the sauce. Mentors in the mirror when the mantles were missing. Errors in the era, turn the lessons he christened. He on blame like a D to a block. He-tone frame, forged knees for the shot. Routes through the market with a card and a ledger. Doubts through a target. He was sharp with the measure, no backseat driver in the plan he wrote. No trap seat, fire through the damn scope. When the rumor mill spun like a tire on ice, he put heat on the hub, made the lines precise. Spoke calm in the room that was primed to paint. Broke palms in the truth, still time to grant it. Every handshake heavy, every plan has teeth. Every chance stays ready when the man has reach. He built trust like a scaffold on a raw facade. Tilt up, pour muscle, then the wall takes God. No quiet for a tyrant, only quiet for a storm. But the ride chose alignment when his iron heart warm. If the day writes laws, then the night writes claws. If the day fights pause, then the light might cause. One more rise from the lattice in the frame. One more prize from the balance in the flame. Count 3, count 2, count 1. Stand tall, mount speed, route through, outrun, land all. His voice in the engine, his name in the grid. Choice like a wrench in the game that he did. Crown up, tell the drums keep time. Crown tough, let the lines breathe fire. Crown hush, never trust cheap shine. Boom rise, lift the street, rewire. Crown weight, make the steel feel light. Crown stake, build a deal real tight. Crown gate, when it seals, he climbs. City crowns king, every heel realigns.
No gas, black hoodie, city static, traffic snaps back, panic vanishes in habit, cold grit, chrome grit, stone fist, cadence rattling. I launch like a match in a can full of gasoline, badlands battling, back block battalion, jackhammers in the soundtrack rattling. No low, no hush, only rush, only crush, drum kick shattering. Breath cut, chest thudding like thunder in a metal drum, mad staggering. I talk with the knuckles of hustle and the hustle got knuckles too. Every corner kept a secret, every secret kept a tool. I came up off late night pallets and padlocks, alley fog, rain clocks, gray blocks, chainsaw talk, same cops, same chalk. Dinner was a paper plate, favor paid and razor weight. Neighbors made a crate of faith, praying we could shake the fate. Mama kept a Bible in the oven for the heat she saved. I kept a spiral full of numbers for the fees I paid. Cheap lights flicker like a light for blinking at the bars. Cheap flights for the dreams, but they landed in the yard. Couldn't count the winners, where the heater, where's the riddle? Couldn't count the sinners, throwing peace signs in the middle. I learned how to corner cut, corner store, score a buck, pour a cup, form a clutch, talk a truck, storm abrupt. Loyalty was leather stitched tight in a busted seat. Royalty was bread with the crust, I could trust to eat, talk tough. We translate the grammar into gravel, walk rough. We laminate the hammer in the flannel, not a gimmick in my vocal. I ain't smoke a butter oil, I ain't focused when it boils. Turn a rumor into spoil, gate lock, fade mocked out through chain on the moon. Made a scrape like a tune, now my pain got a boom. Windows rattle when we move, heavy bass in the vein. City shadows in the groove, every step leaves a stain. Keep your head where your faith is, keep your hands out the flame. When the night tests your name, make the night learn your name. Say grind, I say never let it stop. Say time, I say set another clock. Say line, I say draw it in the chalk. Crowd say move, I say break another block. Say still, I say pressure makes it hot. Say deal, I say better take the shot. Say feel, I say thunder when it drops. Crowd say go, I say go until it pops. Storms in the trunk, drums thump like a court stand. War amp sun, pour lamps buzz, porch damp. I saw friends turn fog in the red and blue collage. I saw ends turn eyes, then the eyes turn to guys. I kept receipts folded in a shoebox full of loss. I kept my breath loaded in a toolbox full of cost. One slip makes a summer in the numbers on a form. One trip makes a mother in the thunder in the storm. I sharpened up the talk until the talker cut a chain. I marched it up the block until the block forgot the pain. Vision like a razor on a wire over roofs. Mission like a laser on a lyre in the booth. truth. I won't whisper, won't whimper, won't drift, won't dimmer. I grip winter, split, splinter, smoke lifts from the dinner. My hunger is a piston and the city is the engine. My anger is a system and the pity is a prison. I'm the echo from a siren that survived past the crash. I'm the letter on the filing that they hide under ash. Never beg another table for a chair or a blade. I bring lumber to the fable, build a stair, change the weight. Hands up if you felt frost, bite your breath. Hands up if you paid with an ounce of your chest. Hands up if the midnight told you keep step. Hands up if the silence responded with that. Now stomp like the puddles were enemies to pass. Now talk like the tunnel got energy to flash. We break night open like a safe with a spark. We take light rope and make a blaze in the dark. Dark, dark, dark. Say grind, I say never let it stop, say time. I say set another clock, say line. I say draw it in the chart, crowd say move. I say break another block, say still. I say pressure makes it hot, say deal. I say better take the shot, say feel. I say thunder when it drops, crowd say go. I say go until it pops. Wind of a rumor, then you ran with the weather. I got hands on the future and my plans hold together. You talked in the blizzard, I walk thick through the pressure. Hit the block with a measure, make the clock fold better. Hear the lock code chatter when the pad clicks shut. Where the back row matters and the bad tricks cut. No hush, no mercy, no delicate tone. I throw punch through the verses till the skeleton grown. You were there when the lunch line felt like a warrant. When the air in the punchline dealt like a torrent. We bled on the bus seats, winners with the bus heat. Dead quiet cut streets, sinners in the front seat. I handed you the front key to the storage of the plans. You handed me a blunt speech, then you forged other lands. Call me when the cuffs click, asked me for a cover. Told me I should trust this, said we had each other. But lips get slippery when the chips get tricky. And scripts get shifty when the quick debt sticky. You whispered with the pit vipers, hissed in the wires. Twisted every rib, tried to list my supplies. You forgot I was a carpenter with levels in my brain. Plot lines on a parquet that could bevel any grain. Took breath like a welder, blew pressure off the seam. Book steps like a teller, drew treasure off the scheme. I learned not the loan, not the backbone, never. I learned how to own what the back road weathered. So when you pull a fast hand, I cooled it with a slow plan. Rooted with a cold stance, fueled it with a grown brand. Not a whisper in my chest, only pistons in the line. Not a fissure in my crest, only friction in the grind. Only friction in the grind. You talk brave when the lights watch close, but you talk K's when the nights lock doors. If the law weighs, will your spine stay bold, or your jaw shake when the iron takes hold? Say low, you fold like paper, say royal, you sold that favor. Say soil, you choke on acres. Flow shouts proof, I show that labor. Say truth, you bend that later. Say roof, I raise that greater. Say move, you froze that vapor. Flow shouts choose, I chose that razor. New day, new ledger, I adjust what I owe. Blue flame, true pressure, let it flush what you sow. I mapped out the alleys where the gossip got born. Then I capped off the valleys where the losses got torn. Checks on the balance, kept the debts in the kennel. Hexes on the mallet, set the steps to a metronome. I won't meet you at the corner where the shortcuts breathe. I got feet in the mortar where the fort took seed. I got steel in the water and the board took heed. Now the deal is a border that your sword can't breach. If you show up at the door with a grin and a pose, I will close up the floor with the pen and the load. Not petty, just steady, not sweaty, just plan, not edgy, just ready with a levy in hand. When the room gets crowded and the rumors try to loop, I remove that shroud, let the truth cut through. Crew stays tight like a cable in a flood. Blue veins bright when we labor in the mud. We pull weight fair with the crates and the sums. You pull fake air, couldn't face what becomes. So savor every favor that you traded for a pass. I engrave every danger, then I aim it at the task. Hear the drums on the deck like debts getting tallied. Gear hums in the chest while respect getting rallied. We align like rivets in a fuselage spine. We define our limits with a human-made grind. Count off 2, then 1, set stance. Lift low, mount up, prove to run deadpan. Shift road, you could have stayed with a bond held warm, but you strayed to a con and the down fell warm. Say loyal, you fold like paper. Say royal, you sold that favor. Say soil, you choke on acres. Floor shouts proof, I show that labor. Say truth, bend that later. Say roof, I raise that greater. Say move, you froze that vapor. Floor shouts choose, I chose that razor. Floor shouts choose, I chose that razor.
Yo. No warning shots, I kicked the door with the floor still shaking. Motors waking, monsoon pacing, city barking back. Cold metal memory on my ribs, wrist scar, ledger grit fed, engine red, never letting pressure slack. I start like a spark in a warehouse, steel plates, clatter valves, chatter, blacktop splatters, earner tires that attack. No whisper in the mix, just fists on the drum skins, fists on a tough wind, fists on a rusty track. Sirens try to tune me, I drown them in a cyclone, rhythm violent and exact. Daybreak on my knuckles, nightfall in my lungs, both punches one compact. All the calendars, not holidays, concrete for company, gray mills, guard keys. Room of thunder in the van, silent calculus of hunger where the numbers are the debts and the answer is the rent. Sleep came with a shiv in his teeth, I made a pillow out of intent. Kept a journal in my head, coded in the cadence of the steps I meant. Push-ups on a paint flake floor, counting like a metronome for discipline. Letters from my mother folded into armor under linen. Taught my breath to box, taught my doubts to jog till they collapsed, taught my hands to dock. Freight dream, forklift facts, when the gates rolled open they expected me to melt back in a static. Instead I pivoted like a jack under a semi-lifted panic. A roll in my pocket, patrol in my shoulder, but the soul got colder and the goals got bolder. I wired every hour tighter than a holster, run a soldier. Blueprints taped to the side of my skull like posters in a locker, boost print wages out of dust. I turn a pothole to a proctor. Every setback was a set rep. I stack reps to the rack web, then I rack checks from the black depths, cash steps, brass chest. Not a sermon in my voice, just talking the vowels. I turn pour into power with a fork in the cow. Hood race, fuse blazing. I saw the shut the route for doubt. Good days, Bruce Hayes, and I bottled up the cloud to sprout. Hit a gate clap, heart clap, drum clap, same time, steel spine, clean grind, green signs, lane wide, keep pace, keep teeth tight, keep heat prime. When the beat bites, let the street shine. Who got drive? I do. Who got flame? I do. Who wrote lines on the rain like a blade sliding through? When I shout grind, you say never run from truth. When I shout right, you say break the ceiling loose. Yeah, hands up, I let the block see through. Yeah, boots hit ground and the ground says move. I keep sharp with a ledger that is honest like a knife. Cut fat, I'll problem slice seconds into life. Phone full of vendors, trucks on a schedule like a march. Cones for the hazard zone, for the revenue on arch. Crew came from the corners where the thunder taught us tone. Now we on the morning like a courthouse. Zones are old, contracts in a backpack, stamps in a pouch. Hard hats in a hatchback, clamps in a house. I stay early like a sunrise, waist behind my eyes. Page 30, make the runway straight behind the lies. If they try to ghost tax me, I throw facts like bolts. If they try to slow tracks, I tow tracks like coast. No saint, no sinner narrative, just accurate labor. No paint in the arrogance, just factory flavor. I remember every number that I wore and tried to brand. I put them on the money order and I taught them how to stand. Yeah, I invest in the sparks that escape from a saw. I harvest every art till a frame forms law. You can hear the ethic in the engine of the van. You can see the message in the methods of the plan. 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch heavy, mount, tour, pull through, run steady. If the hill leans me and we lean meaner. If the bill seems clean, we read deeper. Crowd breathe with me, chest to the kick drum. Clouds bleed with me, rain to the brick run. Tonight we engrave our initials in the thunder. Tomorrow we collect on the numbers. Who got drive? I do. Who got flame? I do. Who wrote lines on the rain like a blade sliding through? When I shout grind, you say never run from truth. When I shout right, you say break the ceiling loose. Yeah, hands up, I let the block see through. Full boots hit ground and the ground says move.
You want rank, not a ribbon. You want steel, not a sticker. You want storms to get quiet when you walk in quicker. No velvet, no whisper, only pistons and grit. I begin with a blitz and you answer with lift, no quit. You said hunger is a mentor, I agree, but it is cruel. It will mentor you with winter while you line a rusted spool. You will balance on a rail where a rumor wants you off. You will challenge every fail till your future learns to cough. I will watch your knees wobble when the freight hits fast. I will nudge your speed throttle when your faith slips past. You will clean your own mess before the dust clocks in. You will read your own debts like a judge locks sins. No costume in the workshop, no posturing in plans. No gospel in the boardwalk, just posture in the stance. When the context sells delay, you will price it like a leak. When the contract spells decay, you will slice it in a week. You will drill through the doubt till the bits smoke true. You will fill up the route till the lift shows proof. The line will try to fold you with a cold press fear. The time will try to scold you with an old mess smear. But you keep breathing at a tempo built for fights, and you keep feeding every ember into light. If I say load, you say ready. If I say go, you say steady. If I say hold, you say heavy. Now show me level when the levy gets petty. Prove it now, no legends, only muscle. Prove it loud, no edges left to rustle. Prove it proud, no edges for the hustle. Crowd says move, you move through every puzzle. Prove it now, no signals for excuses. Prove it sound, no wiggle room for bruises. Prove it bound, no middle where the noose is. Crowd says push, you push until it fuses. You will know the difference between noise and the warning, between toys for the poison and the choice for the morning. I will hand you a route with a storm on each mind. You will stand in your boots with a form that is vile. To the doubt in your skull, it will hate your spine. It will break its teeth on your straight set lines. You will split a shift in two and finish both. Then you will knit the riffs into a finished oath. We move with clipboards, hard hats and codes. We prove with grit forge, spark tracks and roads. If the dock foaming barks, breathe calm, breathe facts. If the clock storms dark, feed palms, keep tact. You will count inventory with a razor for lies. You will mount every story with a laser for ties. No halo in the office, only payroll that clears. No playbill for imposters, only weight scales and gears. At noon when the trouble phone rings like a trial, you tune out the bubble, go bring back the file. At night when the metal sing red in the frame, you write what the kettle king said in the flame. Make effort a habit, make habits a wall. Make walls into ladders, then answer the call. You will treat every rumor like a splinter to extract. No theater for consumers, only figures that enact. When a shipment shows crooked, you square it with a jig. When a witness throws sugar, you pair it to the rig. Mount cranes with caution, lock pins with care. Count chains with focus till the counts all pair. When a payday dazzles, you store not flaunt. When a mayday crackles, you roar not taunt. You will teach a fear manners, tell panic to sit. Reach higher, steer hammers, make granite submit. Ignition, arm then blast. Plant ground, drive force, key through, run past. Crew voice, ready, your voice, ready. Truth choice, heavy, your poise, steady. Prove it now, no legends, only muscle. Prove it loud, no edges left to rustle. Prove it proud, no edges for the hustle. Crowd says move, you move through every puzzle. Prove it now, no signals for excuses. Prove it sound, no wiggle room for bruises. Prove it bound, no middle where the noose is. Crowd says push, you push until it fuses.
Clutch tight, spark spit, city breath bites back. I break in with a jackhammer cadence and a flat black mask. No pause, no plead, I feed gas to the drums till the alley lights gas. My stance is a scaffold in a storm boat, sworn palm scarred by the craft. I slam through the static like a forklift horn in a tunnel full of glass. Breath is a piston, vision is a blueprint inked on a lunch sack. Clock kicks, block ticks, I turn grid into a punch pack. Trash fire winners, radiator prayers, basements where the mildew taught me patience. I mapped every exit in a handful of seconds. Train for the shakeups and the changes. Paper routes at dawn, later crates of docks, later coats for locks, later grow from loss. I was scribbling totals on cardboard, promises carved on the frost. Stomach sang nickel songs, but I bit on steel, made rhythm out of cars. Neon hummed like a serpent over busted curb and cross. I learned how to take inventory of a rumor before I let it in the shop. How to brace a brittle ladder with a board from a busted cot. How to talk to a creditor with numbers not fear. Put thunder in the plot. If a supervisor bark, I turn the bark into a block that I can notch. Polish the plan till it shine like a caliper. Balanced it like payload on a dolly. Save receipts in the coffee can. Saved heat in the hallway. Save race for the volley crew was a patchwork of night shifts, saints and morning shift ghosts. Tools on the pegboard spelling hope. Hats hung like ghosts when a storm tried to drown us. We armored the vans with torn rope. When the claws tried to clown us, we sharpened the pen and barred the slope. I felt the old world slipping, so I built a new hinge on a rusted gate. Poured footers in my face, scored numbers in the place, adjusted weight. I became the type to swing a beam into place with a glance and a nod. The type to bring a team into grace with a stance and a job. Engines low growl, keep the tempo right. Knuckles hold ground, let the metro light. Pressure in the line, let the throttle bite. Measure every mile, make the throttle right. Shout build and I answer with concrete proof. Shout will and I anchor the long shot route. Shout deal and I hammer a clean cut truth. Crowd says go and I move this truth. Hands in the air for the crew that grinds. Boots on the top for the room we find. Steel in the heart and the root of the line. Crowd says go when we boom on time. Now the ledger is a skyline on my wall. Every row of light I keep alive.
Forks lift, pallets, talk shifts, balance, shoplifts, habits in the drive. We got drivers with calm eyes, buyers with firm terms, suppliers with real weight. We got tires on time in the cold rain, wires run fine through the seal plates. Addis on Monday, training on Tuesday, safety on Wednesday. Biz by noon, Fridays we host a block of food. Let the little ones tour the tools. If it broke, I throw smoke in the closets, I blow it out with facts. If a hack throws probes at the office, we close the gap with stacks. I got a neighbor on payroll who used to place parole lines. Now he steers a crane smooth like a solo over basslines. I got a sister on accounts who can catch an error by the cent. She turns a penny into levers, every letter evident. We are not begging for a chair in the boardroom built to snare. We are welding up a ballroom out of cord wooden gear. I still carry the winners in the pockets on beneath the vest, so I never miss a warning when the market shows a test. Every failure I recorded by the socket and the shelf. Every prayer I fought, it came from rocking with myself. I will lead what I earn, I will learn what I lift. I will turn what I learn into turns that shift. Count to 4 with the kick, then push the line. Count to 3 with the grit, then crush the bind. Count to 2 with the breath, then flood the drive. Count to 1 with the chest, then cut the ties. Voices up, heavy stance, radio clears. Choices up, ready hands, radius steers. Shout build and I answer with concrete proof. Shout will and I anchor the long shot roof. Shot deal and I hammer a clean cut truth. Crowd says go and I move this truth. Hands in the air for the crew that grinds. Boots on the tar for the room we find. Still in the heart and the root of the line. Crowd says go and we boom on time.
You step through the freight door like a verdict with boots. No mercy in your lungs, only thunder in the root. No soft filters, no hush, just rush. You cut through clutter like a cutter through a drought. Sirens bark, but your cadence barks back. Iron in your back, iron in your mouth. Start hard, start loud, start proud, burned out. You will meet the morning when it still looks wrong. Sodium lamps fading slow. You will greet the warning while the forklifts yawn. Odometer's ready to roll. You will tag every pallet with a sharp mind mark. Make math from the flow. You will drag every habit to the scrap pile. Dark break bad to grow. You will learn the radios, the codes, the patterns and alarms. Turn a lazy tone to focus, turn a hazard into charm. You will read a contract like a map of buried lines. Find the snare wires and the fine print and repair it in time. You will keep your crew paid first, then you will leave. You will sweep your own bay first, then you will speak. You will carry a notebook with a checklist spine. You will marry the rough work to a clean set line. Street says you are rookie, but your fiber will refuse it. Heat plays ugly, but your visor will diffuse it. If the dot form and bristles answer clear with data. If a top torments the little ones, you shield like a breaker. You will make grief a tutor, not a tether to the past. You will take beef and cool it, turn the weather into task. You will lift like a horse till the ribs hold steady. Gift every choice with a wrist hold ready. The alley will test your angle, the valley will test your pace. The tally will check your language, the rally will check your face. When I say load, you say lock. When I say road, you say rock. When I say code, you say clock. Crowd says roll, you roll shock. Rise up rookie, claim your lane. Drive that duty, tame the strain. Eyes up Julie, aim the crane. Flow roars, prove me, break the chain. Rise up rookie, guard your name. Grind that duty, spark the frame. Lines up duty, arc the flame. Floor roars, move me, mark the game. You will take the lake calls when a trailer wheel shears. You will brace the gate walls when a hail squall nears. You will pace the gray halls where the payroll clears. Then erase the stray stalls with your dayboat gears. The block with the rumors, you will file them under noise. The clock with the rumors, you will dial up other poise. You will learn to triage a flood of broken tasks. Cut big chaos into parts, assign gloves and masks. Teach the shy kid talk, show the tired vet rest. Reach the wide grid fork where the wire met test. You will weld the process where the culture used to fray. You will sell up progress where the vultures choose
choose to pray when the banker speaks cryptic and the clauses start to crawl. You anchor reach metric in your pause, but you do not stall. You will set a rainy day fund in the can beneath the sink. You will let the daily waste run to the van where can I stink. You will mask your private pressure with the public even keel, then a mask in the locker where the punching bags will heal. You will not drink the bait when the weekend celebrates. You will not shrink from blame when the week sends heavy weights. You will push a broken dolly through a snowdrift without swears. You will pull a whole new lobby from a no shift of spare chairs. You will treat the night shift candles like a vigil for the dream. You will feed the right left handles, keep it civil, keep it clean. By the time the city hears your name, it will be welded to results. By the time the pity nears your lane, it will be melted into volts. Count it out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Mount the route, drive, torque through ton increase. If the bluff shows teeth, show teeth back twice. If the rough throws heat, throw heat back precise. Wise up rookie, claim your lane. Drive that beauty, tame the strain. Eyes up truly, aim the crane. Floor roars prove me, break the chain. Rise up rookie, guard your name. Grind that duty, spark the frame. Lines up duty, arc the flame. Floor roars move me, mark the game.
He came out the service tunnel with a duffel and a stare that could sandblast paint. No choir, no saint, only wire in his veins and a mandate to make fate faint. Traffic tremble when his boots met grade. Cadence hard like a breaker on a train. He spoke in volt counts and load charts. No soft tone in the grain. They called him Ledger on Brick Road because he balanced what chaos owed. He kept cut gloves in his belt and a wrench for the throat of a blown cold. Apartment heat whiz like a smoker. Landlord jokes were colder than steel, so we flipped scrap in the pickup till the pickup learned to kneel. Grim eyes, but his humor kept a razor under stress. Thin ties never tricked him, he could weigh a lot by breath. The block had a knot in his pipes and a leak in its rules. The dock had a rot in his stripes and a leak in his tools. He stitched through the midnight with a minor headlamp, fixed through the fist fights with a timer and then clam. When a cousin lost patience and so peaceful a feat, Ledger paid with courage and told grief let it be. He paroled out a rumor with a notarized calm. Wrote out a future with a rotary saw. No posture for a tyrant, no poster for a fraud. Only posture for a lineman and a coaster made of odds. He made friends with the janitor and allies of the guards. Ran ins with a manager, summarized the yards by fall. He had keys to the cage of the crane. By winter he had fees for the page of the gain. His name became bold pattern on the night wall sketch. His aim became cold matter in a pipeline stretch.
Cold wind whistles,
Neon glares,
old sins bristle.
he repairs,
Old rims level,
square the air,
roll rims bevel.
spare the wear, say Ledger.
He measures as the break,
Say pressure, he treasures the weight.
say tremor, he steadies the plate.
Crowd chants go.
He raises the gate,
Say standard, he sets it in line.
necessity nets it in time.
Say slander, he lets it decline.
Crowd chants go.
He presses the climb. Competition try to bait him with a rumor and a grin. Politicians try to rate him with a rumor and a spin. He did not chase shadows or debate in the fog. He wrote steps in the gravel and created a law. He paid crews on Friday before sunset hit the yards. He prayed moves on Monday that the forks would lift the cars. Warehouse radio crackled with reports from the site. His voice stayed stable like a torch in the night. He kept fueling a bladder and a ladder for the roof. He kept rules in a binder and a hammer for the proof. When the storm blew, tarps off trailers on the loop. He swarmed with calm, park rails in the group. He rewarded quiet courage and he punished noisy pride. He recorded violent shortages and he funded safer guides. A witness saw him barter with a mayor over drains. Another saw him barter with a pastor over cranes. He bought lots at auction, turned them into hiring fairs. He taught ops precaution, turned them into wiring prayers. A former rival, now a partner in the West Side Bay. A former psycho, now a charter for a test flight day. The city learned to trust him with the valve and the switch. The pity learned to crush him, never value rolls and hit. Count off boots, left and right, bring pace, count off roots, depth and height, bring brace. If the night throws doubt like a smoke bomb cough, light the sight, blow out, keep the choke off. Say Legend,
He measures the break,
say pressure, he treasures the weight.
say tremor, he steadies the plate.
Crowd chants go,
He raises the gate,
say standard, he sets it in
say
line.
hazard, he nets it in time.
Say slander, he nets it in climb.
Crowd chants go.
He presses the climb.